Hi guys, for today's video, I'm going to tell you everything that I wanted to recommend you guys for today, October 7 and October 8, and also for October 9. So starting off for today, October 7th, I'm going to start by recommending you guys a NoSleep podcast episode, and that episode is Season 10, Episode 1. And today's episode from Tales from the Darkside that I wanted to recommend you guys is from Season 3, Episode 2. And the episode is called I Can't Help Saying Goodbye. And the description reads, a little girl foresees the death of family members and friends. And when I was seeing this episode, I thought it was very sad, but also very creepy. It was sad because no little girl should see anyone's death. And it was also very creepy because of how she said goodbye to them. And how she said goodbye was that she'll touch their face and say goodbye, goodbye, like she really means it. And it would creep everyone out. But the ending was very tragic for me, and but it was also very crazy. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but in the episode, her mother dies in the beginning. You see that in the beginning that her mother dies. But as the episode goes along, she stays with her sister and her sister's fiance or boyfriend, but they're so rude to her because, it's not her fault that she sees into the future and sees how people are gonna die, but the way that they treat her and the way that the actors and actresses acted in the episode was also very dramatic for me, which also made it more intense. Okay, so today's movie that I wanted to recommend you guys is the movie Sinister. And the first time I saw this movie, I honestly thought that it was so boring. It was like a movie that you had to pay attention to it, like one of those movies where you have to pay attention to it. And I just thought, like, at first it was so boring until I saw it again, but at night. And then I was like, damn, this movie's so scary. It's so creepy, especially this guy. He is just so creepy and so scary looking. So once I saw this movie in the dark, then it really hit me that this movie is sinister. That it is creepy and scary. But it's like one of those movies where you kind of have to pay attention to it in order to get it and understand it. Okay, so for tomorrow, October 8th, I wanted to recommend you guys a NoSleep podcast episode, and that episode is Season 11, Episode 4. And the episode that I wanted to recommend from Tales from the Darkside is from Season 4, Episode 5, and the episode is called No Strings. And the description reads, after murdering his rival, a mobster celebrates by hiring a puppeteer to perform and use the corpse as his puppet. And the horror movie that I wanted to recommend you guys for October 8th is called Dog Soldiers, and that movie came out in 2002. And I first saw Dog Soldiers about 2 or 3 weeks ago with my cousin Cindy. She was the one that showed me that movie. And this movie, some parts are predictable and other parts aren't. So while I was watching it, I was very into it. I kept thinking to myself, what could happen, or who's bad? I kept asking myself a lot of questions and trying to predict what was gonna happen. And Dog Soldiers is a very enjoyable movie, and I thank Cindy for recommending me and showing me that movie. And for Tuesday, October 9th, I wanted to recommend you guys Season 8, Episode 10 of the NoSleep podcast. And for Tales from the Darkside, I wanted to recommend you guys Season 1, Episode 8, and that episode is called Inside the Closet. For Tales from the Darkside, Inside the Closet episode, the description reads, scrambling noises, animal-like eyes, and vanishing objects are just a part of the terror behind the doors of a closet in a graduate student's room. And one thing I love about this episode is the ending. The ending, I never would have imagined how it ended, because the way that it ended was just insane, and I never could have predicted that. So for October 9th, the movie that I wanted to recommend you guys is called Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship is from 2002, And I remember about 5 or 6 years ago, I used to see that movie a lot. There's a couple of things that I remember from that movie. Like one of them is one of the characters, his name is Dodge, and I freaking love that name. I think that name is so cool and so unique, and I've never really heard anyone with that name. So I love that name, Dodge. And another thing is the beginning. I think the Ghost Ship movie is very entertaining, and I could see that movie again. I would become obsessed with it again if I had the movie. So everything that I have recommended you guys today, like the No Sleep podcast episodes, I will leave those linked down below, as well as the movie trailers for all the movies that I recommended today. So of course I will leave all that in the description box for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.